Now, unfortunately, a lot of people don't even get that far. They don't even examine these types of questions, not just because they don't think there are any good answers, but also because, unfortunately, they don't care about these types of things. They only think about the here and now, and they think, well, how is this going to affect my life at all? Well, I want to talk really briefly why it even matters if God exists or not. Let's say Don is having a discussion with Joe, and Don is asking Joe about his life and what he's been up to, and basically Joe's answer is summarized by saying, I work. He tells him about his job. And Don goes to ask Joe why he's in that line of work. And to sum that up, he's basically saying, I'm in this line of work because I make a lot of money doing it. And Don asks Joe, well, why is money so important to you? And Joe goes on to mention all the bills that he has to pay, why he wants to save up for emergencies, just in case they come along. And so in summary, he's basically saying, I need to make money to live. Now say Don was getting profound and asked Joe, well, why do you want to live? And Joe thinks about it and says, so I can work some more. And then comes death. So really, as you can see in this illustration, the idea here is I work to make money, to live, so that I can work some more, and then it's a vicious cycle until death comes around. So the idea here is that we're in this endless cycle without any real ultimate meaning or purpose in our lives. Yes, something might be relative in the here and now, but ultimately things fade away. So when I was talking about earlier about the gospel, with having to demonstrate the bad news first so we could get to the good news, unfortunately, if God doesn't exist, this whole scenario is flipped. Despite all the violence, all the pain, all the sadness, this life is the best we can get, so we have to enjoy all of life's pleasures because nothing else is going to happen. So the good news comes first, and then the bad news is we all die and ultimately we're forgotten. So the question is this all life has to offer? Why do we all seem to look for purpose beyond just the here and now? Even the good things that we do in this life will eventually be forgotten, unfortunately. Maybe for a while after we're gone, some people will remember us, but eventually our names will just fade away into oblivion, and ultimately nothing will have true significance. And that's a depressing thought, because we all think about, at some point in our lives, what is life all about? What is the purpose behind it all? And if there really is no purpose, if we're just molecules in motion, why is biology causing us to ask these types of questions when there's absolutely no reason to? All we need to do is survive and live. Well, I think the answer is it does make a difference whether God exists or not. So let's look a little bit closer, and I'll share with you why I believe Christianity is true.